only been on here for like an hour and a half. So,
yeah, it's fine. Got all the babbling out of the way. I'm sorry.
Stop messing with my intro. We're never going to get this thing recorded. So, welcome to the Northern Knits podcast. We are two friends in fibre who knit, craft, and crochet and talk all the things in between. It's episode 220. Diana, I've done my intro. You can talk now.
Yay!
A sign of the times. It's Sunday. It's an afternoon. We're caffeinated and underslept. You know what that means. Settle in, grab a cup of tea. It could be a long one. It could be a short one. I don't know what it is. The last couple of times we've been really streamlined. It's been weird.
Well, we have also been already talking for like an hour and a half, so maybe we got it out of our system. Maybe not. We don't know.
Now, there is some stuff we do keep personal and we keep just between the two of us because there's some stuff that we don't want on the internet. That stuff we always do beforehand, but somehow we always segue into stories. So that's how that works. On the bright side, I'm Jocelyn. My co-host is
Diana.
I currently call Winnipeg, Manitoba home, and Diana currently calls Waterloo, Ontario home. We, in theory, are going to cover the following topics that Diana's going to let us know about. There's a damn cat on the loose, so I keep looking around because I keep waiting for her to attack my lap.
We've got What's in Our Cup, Cool Threads, Woolly Workings, Yarn on the Go, Spinning Yarns, So Little... No, we don't have any So Little Time. Sorry. We have Spinning Yarns, Wool Gathering, and Kniterature.
We could. I washed fabric this week.
We could talk about that.
We could talk about that. I mean, all I did was wash fabric and locate the pattern.
But we like looking at fabric and talking about patterns. So sure, we have so little time now.
We got so little time now? Perfect. All right. We'll add it in. Okay. So in big segue news, the cat had a bath, which means I had a bath. The cat had a bath. The bathtub had a bath. And then I had a shower to clean myself off.
In short, everything's very clean.
The bathroom is sparkly. Very sparkly. Super clean. Squeaky clean. And my adulting for the day is done. I am finished. I'm reheating pizza for supper. That's it. I'm done. I've tapped out. No more.
Good girl.
Mostly because I ordered pizza earlier this week. I rarely order pizza because it's not my favorite thing to eat. So I very rarely crave it. But I really wanted ground beef and onions on pizza, on a thin crust pizza.
That is very precise.
It is we used to order it all the time when I worked at one of the local game shops here in the city on Friday Night Magics because we gave pizza to the people who played in the league, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we did that, and one guy once requested, because we ordered a lot of different varieties of pizzas, and one night one of them requested ground beef and onions, and I thought it was a weird combo, but whatever. I needed new flavors. So we ordered it and it became a staple. Like everybody we liked it as a staff afterwards, which was weird. Same with like Brooklyn pepperoni and pineapple.
Interesting.
Which makes your brain go, what? But both of those combos have stuck with me. I haven't worked at that store in over 5 years now. I still remember those two pizzas because that's how preferred they were. Same with one vegetarian option, which was like a tomato and feta cheese. They were like the 3 top ones besides your classic pepperoni that always went. Pizza habits are weird. And there's probably several social studies about the microcosms of pizza ordering habits to personality profiles. There's got to be.
Oh, that's got to be somebody's PhD.
No way somebody hasn't studied this because super interesting psychological, social history people thing. That's... I'm educated. It's a people thing.
Psychology?
I said that word. That word was in that list. I used that word.
Sure. Sure.
I was up late, guys. I'm nearly 40. I can't stay up late anymore. My brain doesn't know what to do. All right. I'm going to move the microphone up higher into stuff so I don't have to lean so far forward. Because still in an echoey room. Still don't have artwork up. I'm not going to put artwork up, guys. Not to have to take it down and immediately fix the holes before I go. So counterproductive. Though Dad did send me a link for a guy who's actually local to me here who puts sound dampeners inside picture frames and portraits for you. He sells you the thing to go in it, so it works as a sound dampener.
Oh, interesting.
And they're like $30 a unit or something.
Hmm.
You can get them custom to your stuff, so you can reduce the echo in your rooms. And I'm like, okay, I need to do that because that would just make my life so much better. Oh, you're there now? Okay, we're still aggressively cleaning ourselves from our bath today, but we smell like coconut and clean, and mommy likes it. Should we talk about what's in our cup?
We should indeed.
Which one? I have 3 on the go. I'm drinking out of my new standard mug, the Nightmare Before Christmas. I gotta be careful because like I filled this sucker to the top. I filled it to the top. It has some French roasted decaf coffee. It's the Co-op house brand with my usual skinny syrup in the vanilla flavor.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. It might be 27 degrees outside, but this house is a balmy 20 Celsius because I have very good air conditioning and
Nice.
I like it. And I like
We
it.
have sufficient air conditioning. It's a good temperature up to about knee height. After that, it gets a little dicey on the top floor.
Up to about knee height, then it gets a little dicey.
The pressure's a little weak.
On the bright side, that's our show title: Up to Knee Height, then Dicey. Because what just came out of your mouth? Oh my goodness gracious. Hey, listen, we're supposed to get up to the 30s towards the middle of this week. I'm going to be so excited not to go outside.
Yeah.
Ooh. Which is really the real debate about the South Osborne Farmers Market is whether or not we'll be in the 30-degree range. Because if we are, I'm not going. I'm not going. I don't care that I'm vaccinated for my first shot and it's considered safe so long as I stay away from people and I'm careful about not touching stuff and you know the things you're supposed to do. I'm not doing it if it's over 30 degrees. Because I'm still not super comfortable taking the bus. So I'll have to walk down and it's an hour walk there and an hour walk home.
Oh my.
Not in 30-degree heat, I won't.
Heck no.
No. Not cool. Not cool. For all you astute viewers with really good vision in the back, will notice that there's this blob of white hanging out up here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The lovely Erin fixed my mistake with my Ome vest.
Excellent.
I can get back to working on that now. It's super great. We've totally lied down and passed out. What harsh day.
Oh, yeah.
What harsh day. All right. I've interrupted you a bunch. I'm sorry.
How many times have I interrupted you trying to get started? Okay. So today is not a vintage teacup. I have the last of the Plum Deluxe tea that they sent.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this tea must be more expensive because they only sent me like 1 cup's worth. So I went with my slightly larger than a vintage teacup cup for the one little packet that they sent me. So there's the pretty teacup of the day. It has flowers and a butterfly. And the tea is decaf black wonderful pomegranate tea. Like wonder-full.
Full, yep.
It contains decaf black tea, pomegranate something. I don't know, it's like the printing smudged. Something that starts with an A.
Okay.
Raspberry pieces, linden leaf, pomegranate essence, love and gratitude. No caffeine.
Does it taste really pomegranate? That's not a word.
Pomegranate?
Nope. Does it taste a lot like pomegranates? Oh.
Yes, it does.
Okay, that's
and
the
it
big
definitely
kicker.
smells of pomegranate.
Okay.
It is pomegranate.
Okay,
but it's lovely.
Because sometimes they tell you a tea is a tea, but it doesn't smell or taste nearly like what it's claiming to be.
No, there is no doubt this is pomegranate.
That's the important information.
So, like all their teas, this is completely lovely. So, highly recommend Plum Deluxe.
The real question is, are you going to be ordering some?
I might. I saw they had a carrot cake tea that
Uh
looked really
huh.
good.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
It's $10 flat rate shipping to Canada, I believe. So, gonna order a whole bunch of tea all at once.
Because you could get some for Jocelyn for Christmas and just hang on to it.
Oh, this is true. This is true.
It might only be June. I know better. I start dropping hints now. They're not hints.
No, this is good because I'm so bad at buying presents. So hints, very appreciated.
It's the same way it was like last week when you were talking about that Kobo soul jacket. And I was like, hey, Jocelyn would like the socks. Just tell me not to buy these things. Well, I don't have any yarn on the go because I did not get out of bed at a ridiculous hour in the morning to go watch a solar eclipse.
Okay, so I have cool threads and yarn on the go. My cool threads is that I wore my Comfort Fade cardigan.
Mm-hmm.
No, I have not put pockets in it yet. I'm just forcing myself to wear it anyway, making sure I have pants with pockets.
Okay, okay.
This was a discussion on the Patreon Discord about putting pockets in sweaters. So I have not done that yet, but it's coming because pockets are so necessary. But yeah, so in case anybody was unaware, there was a solar eclipse in North America. Kind of the northern easternish part was the total eclipse, but here in southern Ontario, if you were willing to get up at the crack of dawn, you could see a partial.
Yep.
And so we did. We got up at 5 in the morning to drive out of town to find a nice flattish spot where, because the best we were going to be able to see was right at sunrise, so we had to be out of town at our spot at sunrise, which is at 5:40 a.m.
Uh-huh.
And it was a gosh darn beautiful morning. There was like mist over the green rolling hills, not a cloud in the sky, and the sun's coming up, and we had our welding glass goggles, and so we watched the solar eclipse and we took pictures, and I knit on this sock that I'll talk about later. And it was generally a beautiful morning. And
My cat
then
snoring.
and then about 20 past 6, we're like, I'm still really tired. Let's go back to bed. So we went back to bed for an hour and then got up for work.
Yep. I just got up at my normal time. It was overcast and cloudy here in Manitoba, so I wouldn't have seen even a partial eclipse. There was no sun for the day.
That is unfortunate. It was cool.
I don't have the safety gear for it anyway, nor do I have the visual acuity for it, but those really nice photos I can blow up, I can totally do that. So I looked at other people's photos. No, really, she's really snoring.
I believe you.
Holy Hannah. I don't know if the mic will pick it up because she's not under the mannequin dress form right now. Oh my goodness. My cool threads are the same as they are most weeks of the mornings. I'm wearing my hand knit and crocheted cardigans and stuff around the house in the morning until it gets too hot. So it's the same assortment I usually wear. Because I have an assortment that I wear.
It is good to have an assortment.
It is. I like it. It's a thing.
Shall we talk about what we're working on?
Sure. We scrounged projects, but we made content.
I may have been unergonomic with my hand somehow. I don't really know what I did, but apparently I have not been terribly ergonomic here at my home office, and so I don't have a whole lot of knitting this week because my hand has been sore. I do have spinning though, so.
Which is fair. Sometimes you do things and you don't know what you've done and you got to pay for it. Because I'm
paying for it by having to knit in an awkward manner and rest my hand a lot and spin instead of knit. So I don't know if I'm really paying for it so much as just shuffling sideways to do something else for a while.
I'm not sure that's suffering because you're still crafting.
Yeah, it doesn't really feel like suffering.
And you get to spin, which is fun.
It is. It's been ages since I've spun anything.
Tour de Fleece is shortly.
This is true.
You could set yourself some spinning goals.
And Stash Dash is on. Spinning counts for that.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Things.
It's going to be a summer of spinning now.
Maybe.
As of right this second.
As of right now. Live recorded. I'm finishing the last couple of stitches on the sock I only work on while we record right now. So it's my grayscale sock from Sock and Woolen yarn. Nothing fancy. It's just a vanilla sock. I needed something roundy, roundy, basic. So there's a roundy, roundy, basic sock. I do not pick this up unless we're recording. So, like, no progress is made on it from week to week. I did, however, pick up and start. Oops, hello. That's to talk about later. I did, however, pick up and start making progress on my second Whiskey Jack sock.
Nice.
So I have my completed sock, which lives in the sock bag, so I know how long my foot needs to be so they match, because that's important.
It is indeed.
And I am about 4 rounds from the heel on my second sock. So I did the foot of a sock this week.
Nice.
Which isn't too bad for me because that's still a fair bit of sock knitting because it's like 10 inches, give or take, to do the full length of my. Yeah, I need 2 more rounds and then I'm ready to do my heel. So, in theory, I can get the second sock done shortly because the Fiber Friends are having a Get It Done challenge for the next 10 days. And it started on Friday and it runs for a bit. So I feel like I might be able to get the sock done in time. I do, however, have 2 other things. Am I still going?
I only have one knitting project this week, so
I'm still going. Because I have theoretical knitting.
do it up. Let's have some theoretical knitting.
Well, we're going to talk crochet first.
I suppose I also have some theoretical knitting that I did not start because my hand hurts.
I didn't start because I didn't bother to go pull the set of needles that were free out and cast it on. There's no reason. There's no real reason why I didn't start. I just didn't. I did get a bunch of work done on my cardigan design, my gray and pink cardigan design. I now have a front panel and a back panel redone and sewn together. Which way's up? This way's up. So that's done. Now I need to finish my other front panel and record my sleeve instructions, like film my sleeve tutorials.
Right.
And then once I've got one of my sleeves done and I'm sure my math is correct, because you always want to check your math, it's ready for testers at that point. Because then the second sleeve is just a repeat of the first sleeve, and I know a button band's a button band is a button band. So then it's done and it's ready to go out. So I've already written the instructions for the button band and the sleeve. I just need to make sure my math works out for my sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
And really, a pocket is a pocket, and these guys are going to have front pockets on them, but they're going to be in the match, like stripes are going to match the stripes in the cardigan, so it disappears.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you don't have to if you don't want to. I want to, so I'm going to. So I got to do that. So that's done. And I've got the filming done for the tips for the ribbing at the bottom and doing the half double crochet stitch and sewing up the seams. I've done a lot of that. So there it is. And I wrote the whole pattern out. Look, I've started my second front panel. Look at that. There's gray going on there.
Ooh.
Front panel, strangely enough, not being as wide as my back, takes less time.
Fancy
Who knew?
Whoa.
The more you know. So that's how that works. So this is being made out of some beautiful Briggs & Little and their heritage yarn, which is their worsted weight yarn. It is beautiful. It is woolly. It is going to be an amazing fall cardigan. And I need to order buttons because some sort of really big button needs to run down the side of this button band.
Okay.
Down the side of this button band. The instructions are written so that it's size inclusive, which means there are no sizes. I help you do the math. Also, you get to know my measurements intimately because I use myself as the sample size.
It makes a lot of sense. But it means you get a perfect fit at the end.
It is a perfect fit of the end no matter what your size is, which I liked it when I ran across that in another crochet pattern and I went, nope, that's how I'm doing them. That's how I'm doing them. They'll have estimated yardages, but all patterns have estimated yardages. They're an estimate as to what you'll use. So we'll do that and I'll have it. And I can certainly do the math on what the estimated yardage is from my size, bigger or smaller, but what people are going to use individually comes down to gauge and tension and a whole bunch of other things. So progress continues. A lot of progress because I only had, what, 3 stripes up the back?
Yeah.
So I did 3/4 of a back piece in about 2 or 3 days.
That's not nothing.
It's not nothing. I had butter chicken leftovers for lunch. Give me the burps. So good. Hey, I found a pre-made butter chicken sauce that does not have corn.
That is a fantastic find.
So happy, and it's delightfully tasty. I may have over simmered my chicken because it fell apart with a spoon.
No, I think that means you did it right.
Either way, the chicken's really tender. I'm gonna try it with tofu next time. All right. I've got one other crochet project, and then I've got my theoretical knitting. Do you want me to keep going?
Well, I have an actual project and a theoretical project, so.
So why don't you go, and then I'll go, and then we'll both do our theoreticals.
Okay, all right. So my actual thing this week is a plain vanilla sock. I was hoping to have an entire sock at this point, but hand hurts. So Mr. Diana's birthday is tomorrow, which is going to be a couple of days ago by the time you're seeing this. And I'm like, I can, after our Easter long weekend sock knitting extravaganza, I'm like, I can totally knit a vanilla sock in 3 days, 100% certain.
You proved
Still
it.
100% certain about that if my hand doesn't hurt and I can knit for more than half an hour at a time. So I'm not going to have a pair of socks tomorrow like I was hoping. I'm not even going to have a whole sock tomorrow like I was hoping. But I do have the start of a sock, and I think it's a very, very lovely start of a sock. This is going to be a plain, boring vanilla sock because it's a men's sock. Like, this yarn is almost too interesting for a men's sock.
Men can have interesting socks and
for
socks with patterns. Because your man is boring.
For my man's socks. So I'm using the, oh gosh, is this the April yarn from Fibre Co?
I want to say yes. I think it's April because May was the hummingbird.
Yes, you're correct. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure this was a red-breasted grosbeak.
That I'm not sure on. That
I don't know where I put the tag. It's somewhere.
It's somewhere. I have it behind me somewhere.
Anyway, it's one of the gorgeous colors from the Fibre Co. Sock Club for this year. I thought it was gorgeous in a skein. I think it's gorgeous in a cake. And I think it continues to be gorgeous as a plain vanilla sock. So I'm very happy about this. I still haven't decided if I'm going to do a contrast heel or not. I think I might just do a plain heel. Just like keep going in the sock body color.
Okay. Just have contrast toes?
Toes and cuffs.
Toes and cuffs?
Yeah. Whoops. And I'm going to go back to my plain, normal fish lips kiss heel that I have basically memorized. Because I like the short row heel. After the flap and gusset, I don't want to do that again. I'm going to go with my boring short row heel. I'm doing the vanilla sock that I know how to do. Just want a plain, boring, don't have to look at it while I'm doing it pattern.
You should try the mock short row heel.
I wanna do the fish lips kiss heel for the sock cal we're doing. No wait, I'm following a whole pattern for that one. Hang on.
There's a pattern.
Okay, the next pair of socks. I'll try the mock short row.
Pair? Okay.
Yes, next pair.
The next. Have you picked a pair for the sock cal?
No, I have not. I need to do that.
Ooh. I picked my first pair, and I'm gonna try for a knit pair and 2 crocheted pairs because I crochet a crud ton faster than I knit. Okay. And I want one of the crocheted pairs to be house socks, so like worsted weight.
Oh, that'll be cozy.
So like so I want some good old fall reading house socks. So that's on my list, and then I want a pair of cabled thinner crocheted socks and 1 pair of knit socks. 3 months. It'll take me 3 months to do the knit socks, but I'll manage 2 pairs of crocheted socks in the same amount of time.
Somehow.
It's just how me and knit socks work. But I did pick a patterned pair of socks, if that counts. I mean, I'll obviously try for more, because why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? Anyway, are we ready for blanket drama?
Blanket drama, let's have it.
Okay, so I'm working on the blanket with the goal between me and Louise, and it's what, the 13th today?
It is the 13th today.
The check-in is on the 1st.
Okay.
It's great. Hey, I've got a bunch of squares done. I got a stack of squares done. There's a stack of completed squares. They don't have their ends woven in yet. And I've even got, because each of these has a border of plain Aran tweed squares across the top here. And then if that'll stay upright. And in each corner, there's one of these. So I've done all of these for the whole blanket. And for each one of these completed squares, I have the borders done in the tweed. So like I'm making significant progress, and I found out when I did the math that when you include the borders around each of the squares, who says big boobs aren't useful? You lie things on them. Once the borders around, it's many more inches than I'd initially thought. So I actually only need 25 of these to make a whole blanket instead of 35.
Ooh, that's a good thing to know.
It's a good thing to know. The problem is, it's because I didn't have a deadline set for this when I first picked this project up, and I'm making it out of Burnett Premium. I have enough green, because it's only going to be 2 balls of green, and I had 2 balls of green. And I have enough blue, because it's only going to be 2 balls of blue to do the blue in the centers. But I knew at some point I'd have to buy more dark gray and Aran tweed in the Burnett Premium. And you're thinking, just hop down to Walmart, it's fine. They're sold out.
Oh no.
In all of the Walmarts and online. And I'm almost out of my Aran and my charcoal. So I'm going to make as many as I can till I'm out, and then I'm stuck until I can order more.
Oh no.
So I'm going to weave in ends and get as many of them assembled as I can, but I may actually not finish this blanket this much due to no fault of my own. I simply don't have the materials to finish it.
That's unfortunate.
Will make me grumpy. I'll pick something else up to finish. It'll be fine, but because I have no control over that. Nor does anybody at Walmart. Like, they'll have ordered it. It's just when it comes in, that's when they've got it. So I have to wait. And if it looks like they're going to be out for a good long while, my dad has to come down when the house is sold to sign and do all the paperwork for it. He says him and Mom will scour the Walmarts in Saskatoon for me and bring down yarn if we're still out here and I can't order it before he comes down.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So there's hope. I'll get it, but when is the question? Who knows, guys? Who knows? But I did do the 80 of these that I need. They're just 3 rounds. It's a queen size blanket. And I have started another one. But I don't know how far I could get gray and the tweed to go. So I'm gonna keep making them till I run out, and then I'm gonna weave in ends on things and do busy work, right? Like finishing touches and stuff. But I don't know. All right. Shall we talk some theoretical knitting?
Yeah, let's have some theoretical knitting.
Mine's not as exciting as yours. It doesn't involve props. So
I mean, like, my prop is I'm going to show a picture of the pattern and the yarn I might knit it from.
Well, my picture would involve me sharing my screen, so, which I do know how to do. I finally caked up the yarn to make that rosette sweater.
Which I'm super duper excited about.
The rosette sweater is a fingering weight, sport weight. I'm making it a fingering weight sweater. If it's not fingering weight, I know how to do the math. Color Work Sweater by Riko Kawamura?
Something like that.
Diana will have a link in the show notes because Diana's good like that. Though it might be to Ravelry. So
it's generally where things are, unfortunately.
Check out those colors. This is the January colorway from Erin from Fireweed Fiber Co. in her birds. I forget what the January is called. And I super forget because it's not written on my tag.
I don't remember what January was.
But her mini that went with it, she dyed a sweater batch quantity for me. She calls it Pinot Noir. Those had words written on the tags. Figured that one out. So this is going to be my color work. this beautiful variegated skein, and then these beautiful red, purple red that Pinot Noir is going to be the
Yeah,
body of the sweater. So I wound it
it's
up,
gonna be
super
pretty.
excited to start, went to bed, woke up the next morning, immediately got distracted with adulting. And have yet to cast it on. Failure. Am I gonna knit a swatch? No. No. No.
Nah. Who needs to swatch a sweater that actually has to fit?
Well, not even so much that, but I'm going to use the same 4mm needle that I used to make my half moon tee.
Okay. So as long as the measurements are like mostly the
The
same, it'll
same.
be mostly the same.
It'll be mostly the same, and I'll be
Fair.
fine because my gauge hasn't changed that much, and I'm using the exact same needle.
And the yarn should be the same. Close
Roughly in the
enough.
figure eights. Yeah, yeah. There won't be enough for me in the way gauge works for me for it to be that big of a concern because again, I always knit a smaller bust size than I usually knit a 47, 46, or 48 bust. My bust is actually 52 and a bit. But the rest of me is a 46, 47.
I understand.
So, and I'm comfortable with fitted stuff. So it's always fitted around the girls. And then I always put in, if I don't want like a tunic, if I want a little bit of waist shaping, I put a little bit of waist shaping in and make it a tunicky length. So in this case, the sweater itself has a bit of that sweater balloon shape at the bottom. It's got that little like your
Okay.
sweatshirt sweaters, and then it's got the ribbing cinches in at the bottom.
Yeah.
So I'm not even going to worry about any of that. It's just going to be snug around the girls,
Yeah,
and then
that's
I'm going to
fine.
make sure it's long enough for me, and then it'll have the little slightly belled sleeves with the cinched cuffs too. So,
Good.
and I'm
Oh, it's
like,
gonna be so
that's fine.
comfy and so
I
pretty.
don't. I have space to play everywhere. It's supposed to be baggy and loose. It'll be baggy and loose at the 47-inch marker, but it'll be a snug across the chest, so I don't look like I'm wearing a moo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it'll fit me fine. It'll fit me fine.
Excited. I'm excited to watch this vicariously.
You're going to vicariously live through. Listen, I may have pulled four skeins out yesterday and I may have waffled on abandoning starting the rosette and starting an Ome tea because of you. So careful. We enable each other without even trying.
Oh no.
I was looking and I was like, oh, those colors would be really pretty. And then I'm like, get your Stephen West shawls done. Then you can cast on the Ome tea and the Mema and it'll be fine. Just get your shawls done, Jocelyn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Did I get my shawls done? No, I looked at the honeycomb section of the winter lights very hard and I figured out where I was. And then I put it away again.
Uh-huh.
And it's not the last month of our spring cleaning, Cal, so I don't even need to pick up the other one right now.
It's totally fine.
It's totally fine. I can, in a pinch and panic, knit an entire Stephen West shawl in 1 month. I have done it before. It's a thing. But I only wound up the first 3 skeins. So I have 4 skeins of the Pinot Noir from Erin, and I only wound up the first 2 of those, and then the contrasting one for the words color work. Words, insert words here. So I'm going to start with that. Riko is, I believe, a Japanese knitwear designer. So her size range only goes to 51.5 inches, which I find is perfectly legitimate if you come from a part of the world where, you know, 28 is, you know, not outside the realm of feasibility for an almost full grown adult.
They do have smaller people over there in
I
general.
mean, she starts at like a 33. I think we were talking earlier. I think she starts at like a 33 and a bit for her first measurement as a bust measurement.
Mm-hmm.
So like she still gives you a size of 7 range, but she definitely covers the smaller size range, which it's the same problem at the small end of the scale as it is at the large end of the scale. Not enough people do both.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fine. A 7 range, that's fine. I think she did just fine. And quite frankly, if I needed to make the 52-inch, it was 51.5 inches. I'm sure I could have lived without that extra half an inch, or I could do the math.
Yep. I was about to talk about my theoretical knitting.
Oh, right, your theoretical knitting. Hit me up.
Okay, theoretical knitting. I did not start this week because it's a small fiddly thing that my wrist went, no, you're not doing that this week. Mm-hmm. But I thought it would be fun to, during this lovely pandemic, take all of this free time we have and do an online course. So I'm taking a Dino 101 paleontology course.
Sure.
It's a free course put on by the University of Alberta, and if you pay $100, you get a certificate at the end. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that. But it's like, it's not university level. It's just like, it's literally Dino 101.
It's for fun.
It's purely for fun.
That's why I have a certificate for tarot card reading and astrological sides. And you take these courses for fun, just to learn stuff. I'm with you.
So, because I loved dinosaurs when I was a kid. First career idea was paleontologist.
When you were a kid?
Yes.
You still love dinosaurs.
I really, really loved them when I was a kid. But of course, it was like the mid to late 90s. So like dinosaurs didn't have feathers yet. There was the whole Brontosaurus, Apatosaurus does or does not exist thing was still going on. And like, yeah, birds were like maybe still living dinosaurs, maybe. And like, so like everything I knew is out of date.
Yes.
The facts that I knew as a child are out of date. So this is like exactly the level of course that I need. Anyway, so because I'm learning about dinosaurs, and I have this knitted velociraptor pattern that's even on my bingo card for the year, I want to make a knitted velociraptor because I need like 20 grams of yarn, not even like 5 to 20, depending on what we're doing.
Yeah, then you need to make it to go with what inevitably I think I will vote for as the certificate saying you took Dino 101.
I think maybe. So let's do this. So I'm going to make a little velociraptor.
Jesus, that's cute.
Right?
Oh my god.
And there's different variations. So you can have, instead of the long stripe down, you can have the cross stripes across the spine.
Okay.
That's kind of the same. Come on, load the last picture. No, it's kind of the same. Anyway, there's 2 stripey options, and obviously you can do it out of whatever the heck colors you want. So I have a lot of choices. I've got the green that's left over from the socks that I just finished.
The Whiskey Jack.
Yes. I have some different green left over from the that shawl that was like gray and green and gold that we did for the Across the Prairies knit along a couple years back. Exploration Station.
Okay, I was like, that was a few years ago. I don't remember what shawl we did. I know we did the same one.
From that. I apparently have a bunch of this, which is like a navy blue gray kind of deal going on. I'm not 100% certain what this is left over from, but I have that. That seems like a good option. If I wanted to go slightly more colorful, I've got purple and sort of sky blue and then light blue. Got like different kinds of blue. My course has taught me that they haven't found any evidence for blue yet. Haven't found any evidence for green either. So all they have evidence for is black, gray, brown, and like reddish brown.
I'm sorry, your pretend knitted velociraptor can be whatever color you want it to be. Right? It does not need to be color accurate.
I also kind of want it to be accurate, but I've got like this gray blue thing going on. So like I have a lot of options. I've got bright red. Got hand spun. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I could do purple. I've got like bright purple left over from the Ome tea. I have so many choices. This is unraveling. That's not enough. I have some cotton. That's not the right weight of yarn. I've got differenter purple that's even brighter. So like I've got a lot of choices.
Differenter purple? Are you sure you went to university?
Yes, I have a piece of paper that says I went to university and that I'm real
Okay,
goodly smart.
got it. Just so that we're aware of what Englishes you be using.
Well, here's some like brown, like gray and brown.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
that one's kind of accurate.
You could do gray and brown and green. It doesn't have to be 100% accurate.
Yeah, I was kind of leaning towards the greens or the gray blues.
Okay. I
That's
personally
kind of my
like the
feel.
I like the gray blues, but I don't feel like my dinosaurs need to be color accurate.
So
But if we're honest, the dinosaur I crocheted I made out of cotton, which is also not material accurate either.
fair. And then I just need to find a little bit of black and yellow. I guess I've got this yellow for an eyeball, but I need a little bit of black for the pupil in the eyeball. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to find that.
You
Anyway,
could use
so
the navy blue.
that's true. That would work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my theoretical knitting. At some point, when my hand is feeling better, I'm going to knit a little velociraptor for my dinosaur studies.
Yes. So much yes, it's not even funny. I like how you took a dinosaur study course at the University of Alberta, and I'm learning Japanese. But it was like, we're stuck inside. Let's learn something.
Yeah, we're not, as you do.
We're not geeks at all.
No. Learning is fun. Always learn. Never stop learning. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. I was talking to my mom today. I was like, I want to learn how to solar dye. My mom's like, okay, what do you need? I'm like, well, mason jars I already own. But walnut solar, like walnuts don't require a mordant.
Mm-hmm.
You can just dye with the walnut. So I have the jars, so I just need the yarn and the walnuts. And then I can do the process to make the walnuts into a natural dye, and then I can solar dye the walnuts.
That sounds like great fun.
And it makes a brown. And I like brown. So I want to do that. Because I washed my indigo.
That's a lot lighter than it was.
It was, yeah. Yeah, it was really cool. But my tub was blue. I was blue.
Worth it, though. That is a lovely shade of blue.
But it's a really pretty shade of blue. I haven't taken off the reusable tie yet. I'll get there. Right now, I know where it is and it's safe. If I take it off, I'll lose it. So right now, it doesn't go anywhere. Nope. I'll know what happened if I do that. Mistakes will happen. That is what's going to occur. All right. What do we got next?
Spinning. The other thing that I did do this week, because it didn't involve using my thumb or my wrist on my right hand.
Uh-huh.
I pulled out my spinning wheel that I think I actually haven't spun on since I lived in Winnipeg, which is now over a year ago.
You haven't.
So I guess I'll talk about the fiber first.
I got water in my ear when I showered. When we showered. Did you know we showered today?
I mean, didn't you? You and Phaedra both?
Oh, yes, we did. I got water in my ear and it's driving me bonkers.
So here's the fiber that I'm using.
Mm-hmm.
It is Polwarth, I believe, which means it is very different from the Superwash Merino that I've been spinning on thus far. Uh-huh. It is much stickier and a bit rougher. So I think whatever I ultimately make out of this yarn is not going to be next to skin.
That just comes down to what you get used to having next to your skin.
I guess. But like even Superwash Merino sometimes irritates the skin on my neck. So
yeah, you might want to be careful.
Probably I can't put next to my neck.
Okay.
So it's this lovely navy purple plum gradient kind of thing going on. And
it's moody and it's dark and it knows it.
Yes. The colorway was Prospero, and this was from Cloud9 Fiberworks.
Daria dyes good fiber.
Right?
Oh, so good.
Like the fibers are really long and really sticky, so I'm getting a much finer ply than with the Superwash.
Yeah.
With the Superwash, I was kind of my plies were kind of at a fingering DK Sport kind of a range, but this
Mhm.
is solidly lace fingering.
Nice.
So let me pick up my electric eel wheel here and see if I can angle it such that
We can see.
I'm trying to show off the fact that once it's spun, it's got a little bit of a sheen, but it is absolutely not working out for me. I swear to you, all spun up, it has a little bit of a sheen to it that's just a little, it looks silky, but it's going to have a halo. So I'm really interested to see what this is going to look like all done up. So I think I'm going to do 2-ply with this.
I think a
It's going to
2-ply would
be
be great.
it's going to be so good. Anyway, this is the electric eel wheel. I don't know, 2, 3, I don't remember.
You either got a 2 or a 3.
I backed it on Kickstarter several years ago, so it's like laser cut and 3D printed. What I think this is actually injection molded, but I'm pretty sure you could 3D print the whole. This is called what? A spool, spinner, flyer. I'm so new at spinning. I don't know these words. I think this thing is called the flyer.
Flywheel.
And then the thing that the yarn winds around is called. I don't remember. All the words are gone. I have no more words. Anyway, I'm pretty sure you can 3D print the plastic bits. You can definitely laser cut the wood bits, and then it's just like there's a little circuit board hiding under here, and then there's a motor, and it's just like held together with glue and screws and elastics. Like it's really basic.
My goodness.
Which means it's really cheap.
Yes.
So it was a great thing to get started on, but since I seem to be enjoying this so much and I have a house with space now, next time I go to a fibre festival and I find out who around here sells spinning wheels, I'm totally buying a traditional treadle spinning wheel.
Yeah, you'll have to decide if you want a single, if you want a single treadle, a double treadle, Scotch tension, Irish tension, or if you want to go.
I'm gonna buy one that's pretty and use it for a while and see what I like and don't like about it and go from there.
Beautiful choice. Hey, my first one that I have is an Ashford traditional, and it's happiest spinning, like worsted to fingering, in that range, and I'm happy knitting in that range, so that makes me happy. But I have been eyeballing electric spinning wheels to try, but I'm also eyeballing sock knitting machines, that hand crank sock machines.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, can you imagine like sock machine socks out of hand spun yarn?
Uh-huh. Can you imagine me getting a sock machine and then going, I'm going to make a bunch of tubes and send them to you with needles. Can you pick them up so I can do heels, toes, and cups, please?
Just get this big box and like, okay, picking up stitches, put them back in the box, send it back.
I just show up. I brought my sock machine with me. I'm going to crank tubes while you work, and then I will crank your tubes while you work. And then fly home in a week. Jocelyn, what did you do while visiting Diana? I had a lot of coffee, visited with a lot of people in Southern Ontario, and cranked sock tubes. That's what I did.
Suddenly I just have a year's worth of sock tubes and all I have to do is toes, cuffs, and heels.
Can you imagine other people? Would you crank sock tubes for me? Sure, here's a tube. You pick up stitches for me, and I'll crank for you. I would totally do that too. That's the thing.
Sounds like a great trade-off. You just like set up in your front yard and be like, knitters of the city.
Uh-huh.
If you want sock tubes, all you have to do is pick up some stitches for me.
Pick up some stitches for me, and then we're good to go. And I will crank tubes for you. It may be a thing. Oh, a sock machinist. Age is off. Same with like my own spinning wheel and stuff. I have other things that need to happen first. Adult things, like cat vet appointments. Adult things. I also have dreams and stuff. It does. Those happen. All right. I guess I'm doing so little time because we talked about it. And I washed fabric. So Diana, you're running out of time.
I know.
Can I reach it? So close. Come on. Go get it. Oh, God. I'm nearly 6 feet tall with a wingspan of an albatross, it feels like. Why can't this just be? It's not, it's a white owl, but here's my fabric all freshly washed. All 10 plus yards of it.
Good Lord.
I wanted a maxi dress. And I wasn't sure if I wanted a slim fit or like a kind of billowy one. But it's not really see-through.
Perfect.
So the opaqueness isn't really there. So I am going to flatline still, but I'm going to flatline in a second layer of this. So I don't lose any of the stretch and comfort level. There is no real, like it's a rayon. It's not a natural fiber anyway. It'll be fine. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to, which will let me do the edging that I like. So because I'll have flatlined when I fold my hem over, I'll have an extra piece of material here, and then I can hand stitch down my hems, and you'll never see the hem on the front side. You'll never see the stitches on the front side. So I'll get this super, super clean edge.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that. The hand part will take forever, approximately, and that's okay. But I do need to, it's a lot of fabric. It was half washer load all by itself. But you know what? It needed to be done. So I need to lay it out. I need to cut the pattern out of it. I need to cut the pattern out of the pattern thingy.
Mm-hmm.
And in case you didn't notice, the blue dress from your wedding is still there. So that also has to come apart and be done. And since it's the same material as this, I'm going to cut out the pattern pieces, and then I'll have some scraps so I can make sure my tension's good on my sewing machine for that specific type of fabric. And then that way I know I'm safe to do the mending, repair, and pull apart of the blue rose dress. But I'm going to use this Simplicity pattern 2774. And I'm going to make the maxi version with shorter sleeves. So they have a maxi version, but it's long sleeved.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to make the maxi version, but I'm going to make it with one of the shorter sleeve sets.
Okay.
So they'll be elbow length sleeves.
That does seem like a lot of dress to have long sleeves on.
Well, it would work okay for fall, or if you don't necessarily like overheat like a crazy person like I do. I overheat way too easily. So it would be bad for me, but a full length with elbow length sleeves,
Okay.
I can function with that. I had been thinking about maybe making the shorter dress with the little like keyhole detailing, like this one.
Mm-hmm.
Which, so I may honestly change my mind and make this instead. I don't know. But I have now officially read the pattern, the instruction pocket manual. I've read those. So now I need to sit down and cut out 50 billion pieces of tissue paper, approximately. Approximately 50 billion pieces of tissue paper. What I like to do is I sit down when I first start a pattern and I cut out all of the pieces of the pattern, and then I pair the different dress pieces together so I know where to find them. So when I'm done, this will end up living in a larger Ziploc bag because that's just how that works. But there'll be smaller Ziploc bags, and one will say A, B, C, D, and that's where I'll go looking to find them. So I'll pair them out into their individual pattern pieces.
That's smart.
And for me, as a reference, because I've always done it this way, so I know that's what I've done, the first letter is where the pattern piece goes. So even if I use the same skirt in E as I do in A, it's located in A, because A is the first one on the
That makes sense.
Sometimes my sister will write down the pattern pieces on the front of the Ziploc bag, is what pattern pieces are in what bag. Also a good way of doing it. It means, yes, it takes longer to get to the sewing part, but it also means if I love this pattern and I go back to it 7 or 8 times, I know where everything is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's way more important to me. It's way more important to me.
Organization is underrated.
It is kind of time consuming and kind of boring, but it's super worth it. So that is something that I would like to have a spare a couple microseconds to rub together, so I've got time to start hopefully soon.
Yes.
I'm almost done the video editing and filming for mending. So actually yes, soon. Actually yes, soon.
Guess I should do something with my fabric. Sitting
you're
there behind me, judging me.
you're running out of time. You're running out of time. There was a gauntlet. I did lay it down.
Yes. Yep. I was gonna do laundry today anyway. I guess it might be a fabric washing day. Yeah.
All right. We've reached wool gathering.
We have indeed.
That space where I can't look at the camera or I mess you up.
All right. Time for the weekly unscripted Patreon ad. If you would like to financially support these shenanigans, you can do so at patreon.com/whatever the heck the link is. It's in the description box. It's in the show notes. Just click the Patreon link if you want. That'd be cool. If you do, then you get access to our patron-only Discord, where we talk a lot. Well, everyone else talks a lot, and I lurk a lot. There's early access to bonus content. There's the weekly Experimental Tuesday blog posts, where we cook something experimental and blog about it. Last time I made a salad out of literal weeds in my yard.
I did a chickpea chicken salad sandwich.
Chickpea chicken salad sandwich.
So I did the vegan version of a chicken salad sandwich.
Ah. So it's like a chickpea salad sandwich.
It's a chickpea salad sandwich.
A chicken pea.
A chicken pea, yeah. Yeah, a chick and salad sandwich.
Okay. I see.
Where the hardest part was mashing the chickpeas. They're round. They don't mash well.
No, they don't. Oh, and the higher tiers of patron support, there's knit in on the second last Saturday of each month, not Sunday, just that's today. The hangouts are on Saturdays. The next one will be on June the 19th, which is next Saturday, this Saturday, coming up June the 19th at noon Manitoba time.
Yep.
I think that's it.
You think that's it?
I think that's it for Patreon.
That's all? You got it?
I don't know. I'm nervous now. Did I miss something?
As always, we super understand. If you cannot financially support, budgets are a real thing. There are things a lot of us have to live with. If you like, comment, subscribe, follow us here on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, interact with us on both of those platforms, interact with us on Facebook, because we have a Facebook group as well, guys. We would love to hear from you guys, have you enable us with all your pretty patterns and yarns and stuff, and
so much enabling.
Continue to build this community, which has been quite a bit of fun. Super enjoyable. We
built a community. What is that?
What is this?
How does that? I don't understand. The internet's weird.
Well, yes. I feel like that's just a statement I can reply to with yes. It is in fact weird, but that's okay.
Internet's weird.
No, we currently have a knit along on the go and one getting up and ready to start. So the one that's on the go is going to run until the end of July. It is the Spring Cleaning Cal. You use the hashtag, obviously, hashtag NKP Spring Cleaning Cal, KAL. That's exclusively on Instagram and on Facebook. It is not being run on Ravelry. So that's where you guys are going to want to enter your designs, FOs, chatter, pretty pictures, the things we're working on. They're the big projects. They're the 4 Scan It Up projects. We needed a reason to cast on with Wild Abandon, so we made one. And then I did what I've always done, which is promptly forget about it till the month before it's due.
Mm-hmm.
This is normal for me. And Diana plugs away at it little bit by little bit, and we'll finish sometime next year. This is the nature of how these things work.
Hey, I've been on time with my knit-alongs this year so far.
How's that Mohair Reno medley coming?
It hasn't this week because hand. Mm-hmm. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it.
Okay. End of July. We're pretty much halfway through June.
Why is it that time already?
Jocelyn's getting ready to pick up her Starflake shawl that tells you we're winding down.
I gotta knit faster.
Otherwise, that statement you just made totally false. On the bright side, if you don't want to do a really big project the 1st of July, which is Canada Day for us, we're going to start a summer sock cal. Doesn't have a hashtag, haven't gone looking. We're just going to do socks. It's all about the socks. If you tag us on Instagram at Northern Knits Podcast, it will show up. We will see them. Patterned socks, regular socks, shorty socks, tall socks, crocheted socks, knit socks, whip socks, they all count. If it is a sock and it goes on your foot, it counts. Will baby socks count? No, they're going to have to be adult-sized socks, guys. That is our one sort of overlying rule is we generally don't count baby knits for cows unless it's specifically a baby knit cow.
Which is something we have not done.
We've never done a baby knit cow, but that's sort of a rule of thumb we do tend to stick to. Otherwise, we're pretty flexible on the rest of them. Use it as an opportunity, July, August to the end of September, to get socks made, finished, wrapped up, ready to go for the fall birthdays. Say you want to get a jump start on your Christmas presents because July marks the halfway marker for the year. Say you just want to have socks in your wardrobe for when it's fall and it's time to wear socks. Seems like a good idea. And summer is an ideal sock knitting time.
Knit all the socks.
Knit all the socks, do all the things. I have already somehow managed to tuck myself into 3 pairs. 1 pair a month. We'll see how that goes. Poorly, I suspect. Poorly. So we're going to do that. We'll, as our norm is to do a cast on party. So July the 1st at 12:30 Manitoba time.
Yeah, we're pushing it back half an hour because I have a work thing. I go on call that day, so I might have a meeting at our usual start time. So we're just going to push that back half an hour and then we'll be good because work things.
Because work things. So that's not a problem. It's not the end of the world. Join us live on the YouTubes. There's no format to the live cast on parties. We literally chat and cast on, though me and Diana usually cheat and have done the difficult actual counting cast on part before we go live.
Well, I can't count and read chat and hold a conversation at the same time.
It's too much.
Moderate, I can't. It's just, no.
So I will probably have the toe of my sock already casted on because nope. Buckets of no. It's not gonna happen. So we'll do that. Then immediately in the evening at 6:30 Manitoba time, you will catch me on Louise's channel for Wildflower and Wool, and we'll see how far that blanket got. Okay. Could be some long days for me just before the start of July. So that's what we've got going on right now. I don't think we have anything else plugged into the wool gathering section. I think that is it.
If we're sticking to our doing the first Sunday episode live, that'll be on July the 4th.
Yes, it will be. Which will be
the usual noon time.
Yeah, on Independence Day. That's America's celebration. Yeah, July the 4th is America's celebration of independence.
I don't know. I'm Canadian. I don't think about these things.
They're next door.
What do I have to do with July the 4th?
I'm not. They're next door. They're next door. They're, in fact, the only country next door.
I get excited about the 1st. That's my party day.
Okay. That's a thing. So hopefully you guys could join us and we'll see everybody who's able to make it out. The live Sunday episodes are always fun, and then me and Diana are confused for the rest of the week. Yes. It's not weird. The usual schedule, so I end up looking to edit on Monday, and then there's no editing on Monday, and I don't know what to do with myself. It's strange. All right. If that wraps up wool gathering, then we're on to books.
We are indeed on to books.
Book stuff.
2 books.
Okay. I have 3.
Well, I think we're both reading the Bobiverse series. You are a book ahead of me.
This shocks everybody how. Guys, I finished book 4 of the Bobiverse series, which is Heaven's River. It was published in 2020, so I am fully caught up on the series, and maybe there's another one coming. I don't know. I haven't Googled to find out. There might be, there might not be. I hope there is because there's more stuff to go do and explore and be Bob about. And I like the evolution of the story series so far. So here's hoping. Here's hoping. The other things I finished was House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. It is the first in the Crescent City series. Book number 2 comes out later this year. Yes, Diana, just put it on your list. Just put it on your list.
Yeah, Sarah J. Maas is on the list.
It's not young adult, is adult, so there are adult words, there's adult themes, there's adult consequences, there's swearing, there's but it's an epic, it's a fantasy, it's got all the bits and bobs about it that I always enjoy about things, and it's got a mystery going on with the world. So I'm in, sold, done, let's do this. Super happy to participate, and boy, do you get attached to those characters and you don't realize it, and you're at the end of the first book and you're like, no. I've already read it once. I know they're fine. I knew they were fine going into it. I knew what was going to happen. Nope, still caused me tears, still welled up. There was still emotions going on, which is just a sign of a good author.
Mm-hmm.
Why I keep going back to reread the Throne of Glass series, and I enjoy it every time I reread it, is because the characters are just that well developed. So ta-da! We did that. We did Bobaverse. I am now currently have started reading Sorcerer to the Crown by Zen Cho. Interesting. I'm only like 3 chapters in. So I've met the primary character and we're learning about how the world is structured. It's what is it called? Urban fantasy? Is that the one where it's set in our world, but it's adjacent because there's magic?
I
Alt
think so.
history, alt history. It's set in London, but magic's real.
Okay.
So
Magic's real and everybody knows it?
magic's real. Most people know it, and different countries have different power levels. And there's I don't know. I'm in chapter 3. We'll see how it works out. But so far, I'm enjoying it. It's very highly structured, so it's definitely got a very different vibe from the Bobaverse books. So, hello, that's been a change.
Yeah.
Yikes. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm currently reading that. That's it for me for books. I'm trying to catch up on all the podcasts and stuff I've been listening to. Still behind.
So I'm on book 3, All These Worlds of the Bobaverse series. Trilogy. It's 4 books, it's a series. And then I realized, or was reminded on Wednesday this week, that my book club is on Tuesday, and I hadn't started the book yet. So I am very speedily reading all of Neuromancer in like 4 days. It's going all right.
Okay.
I just have to read like another 100 pages today, and I'm on track. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's fine.
Okay. Okay.
I'm enjoying Neuromancer. It's basically a heist. I was going to say movie. It's a book. It's a heist book, but digital because hacking. But all the terms, I realize this is the book that like coined all of the terms, but they're so like old and kind of cringe now. And so you like grab your deck and jack into the Matrix.
Oh no.
You gotta get past the ice.
Oh no.
Yeah, and that's taking me out of it a little bit.
Oh boy.
Like, I know it's the original thing, and it was cool at the time, but it's come full, like, right 180 around, and it's not. It's just not.
Don't worry, it will be again in about 15 years. And you'll be old.
The number of times people talk about jacking into the Matrix.
Yep.
Every time, all I can see is Sam Riegel doing the NordVPN ads.
You know, that's because
it's like every time I'm like, God damn, this was supposed to be a tense scene. Now I got Sam Riegel in ridiculous costumes in my head.
Because he took those things and he parodied it for an ad spot. And he will ride that bitch is well past being made into glue. He just once he is committed, he is committed.
Oh yeah, wow.
And I
And like
can't blame
I'm
him
invested in the NordVPN storyline.
because we all are. And I'm farther in the storyline than you are. And I get excited when it's time for a NordVPN installment because all of the cheesy 80s, 90s terminology comes out. And it's so good. So funny. But I can see how it would take you out of a serious story concept because what they do is not serious. It's an ad spot for VPN. Oh,
So yeah, that's been breaking my immersion a little bit, but otherwise, it's been good.
that's fair.
Oh,
It's a thing. Well, I mean, Critical Role wrapped up, so I'm on hiatus. So I've been waiting for you to say, "Hey, I'm gonna watch an episode tonight, so I can watch with you."
yeah, I've not watched an episode yet, but then I'm like, oh no, on the 18th they're doing this like battle royale thing, and I kind of wanted to watch that, but there's maybe no spoilers in that. I don't know. What is this battle royale thing?
No idea. They've never done it before. They're just gonna have different. They're gonna have characters from the Mighty Nine face off with characters from Vox Machina. So I'm gonna go with probably not spoilery. I mean, you might get a few things if you're paying attention. Like there'll be some inside jokes, but they might not
Yeah.
make sense to you because you haven't watched the whole way through. So I think you should be fine.
I was just so disappointed that I was like, left. I'm only like 20 episodes away from catching up, and they ended it like, and I just like, fine, I'm not gonna watch it anymore.
You need to finish watching it because Exandria Unlimited starts the Thursday after that.
Oh God, oh no, why did I stop watching? I could have caught up.
That's an 8-series miniseries where Matt's not DMing. He's going to be a player. And then I think after that is likely when they're going to be, when they start the next round, next season, like the next campaign for Critical Role. So you can watch Ed Joined into Exandria Unlimited because it's set 30 years after Vox Machina. So that's 10 years after the Mighty Nine. So there's a couple of guest actors playing roles, and then a couple of the main staff, like the main cast crew, who are also playing roles. Matt, Liam O'Brien, and Ashley Johnson are playing. And then they've got 2 guest roles, and then they've got a guest DM who I'm really excited to see DM in the world. She's a very good DM. So that's going on, which that'll start consuming my Thursdays, but it's meant to be an 8-part miniseries. So that one you can jump in on because it's later.
Perfect. I'm into it.
So you'll be okay. But yeah, you should finish campaign 2 before campaign 3 starts. So I might recommend keeping up on that
Oh, fine.
gravy train. Get it done so we can talk about it. And I'm here for a rewatch. I will watch with you while you're watching through and get just as excited.
Okay. All right. We'll do it this week.
Okay.
It'll happen.
I just need
It's
to know
not Tuesday
when you
because
want to
that's
do it.
book club. Probably not tomorrow either because that's Chris's birthday. Wednesday. And tonight we're gaming, so Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay. That works. Friday we're watching the Battle Royale.
Yep.
Oh my goodness gracious. All right. And then there's the wrap-up Q&A thing that I want to watch too. But that you shouldn't until you're done the series.
Yes.
That'll
might
have
be
spoilers.
A little spoilery.
That will have spoilers. Don't watch that one yet. All right. On the bright side, if we're done,
I believe we are.
I will say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you,
Don't
forget to knit. Now we need to break for dinner and get those boys to decide on a video game to play.
Yes, I am hungry.